So in this video, I'm going to answer one of the biggest problems that insurance agents have and that prevents them from making money or making sales. And it's having a terrible contact rate. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a time when I had a really, really low contact rate, what happened. And I'm going to share with you the three things that I did to fix that to allow myself to have a high contact rate. Now, if you're selling anything over the phone, if people are not picking up the phone, if you can see, if you have a less than a 10% contact on your leads, that is terrible. That means you have to make some changes. And if you don't make these changes, you'll probably still have to make hundreds and hundreds of dials of calls and not get people to pick up. The problem is not calling more people. It's actually fixing the systems and fixing things that you can control. Okay, so first thing I want to give to you is the time that I had this. When we first got started in the industry, we were about 3 months in, we were doing outbound, we were generating Facebook leads, and we were using leads. And then all of a sudden something changed. I don't know what it is. We woke up, our contacts were getting typically 50 a day. And then it went to 20 a day. And then it went to 15 a day. And we were like, what do we do? We were scared. We didn't have any other lead sources. What is going on? And after looking into the information, I found that number one, our lead card information was being shared. A lot of people were using the same ads. And ultimately as well, when people were filling out forms on Facebook, they were also getting directed to other forms and filling out multiple forms. So what happened is a lot of people were filling out one form and getting a ton of phone calls. So everyone just probably got flooded with phone calls. They just put their phone on silent, hung up, turned off their phone being a senior, and they never wanted to speak to anybody. So first thing is the leads that you're generating is really, really important. So I want to share with you the three things that we did to allow ourselves to increase our contact rate. The first thing that you need to have is make sure that you have the fastest speed to lead. I just tested this out at our current agency. We were, having a 15 to 20 minute average speed to lead, which means that if someone filled out a card, Miss Betty, she fills out a card and it's going to take her, she's a fresh lead. She just got filled out. It's going to take us 15 to 20 minutes to even give her a call. And that is too late. Look at all the Harvard studies. You get a over 300% contact rate if you call your leads within the first 2 minutes. Alex Hormozy posted a video not too long ago saying, hey, sometimes I just buy businesses and all I do is I fix their speed of lead and I quadruple their sales numbers. So if you just simply want to have a higher contact rate on all your leads, is contact your leads within 2 minutes. Or even better, get there within 60 seconds. We've been able to build a system where a lead comes in, it calls them, and then allows the agent to get on the phone with them within 60 seconds, increasing our contact rates. The first thing you control, if you're struggling, is fixing your contact rate. Second thing that you need to understand is that if you're calling, you need to do good. You have to make sure that your number is not spam, it's not flagged. And the way that you can just make a simple change is that we went from just outbound dialing with a regular number where your client just sees the number pop up. We went to actually what's called branding. So you can look up branding calling, and you can go to there's different spam blocker companies that will basically put your name. So for example, I noticed that I got higher contact rates when I call from my cell phone. So when I call from my cell phone, what happens if I'm calling Miss Betty sees that she's getting a call from Peter Roberts in Arizona or Peter Roberts in Maryland, wherever you live. And that name is going to be like, oh, interesting. Do I know this Peter Roberts guy? Or if you're sending out drip texts and messages, they're then going to know that you're that life insurance guy or you're the health insurance guy who was messaging or emailing them about the life insurance. So there's relevance there. And again, people don't like feeling like they're bad if they don't pick up the phone for someone that they know. For example, if John called me and I was like, man, do I know John? Rather than a 443-555-281 number in, let's say, California. I know that I don't have anybody in California that's going to be calling me. It's not important. I'm not going to answer. So first thing you got to do is add branding. We added branding to our numbers and it was super impactful. Second thing is look into local presence. It's expensive when you have branding and when you also have local presence. You're going to be paying more for your phone time. But these remediations are really, really helpful for you to get contact. So local presence is really important. So it'll see that the lead is in Texas and it'll call from a Texas number. It'll see the lead is in Maryland and it'll call from Maryland number. If you just ask ChatGPT what is the difference if you called with a local number compared to a non-local number, you're going to see your contact rates are going to go up as well. So the two things is make sure you have good spam remediation. Use a local presence or a branded number, and I promise you your contact rate will get a little bit of lift. And third is mainly just contact rate is truly just down to the type of lead that's being generated. If you're calling old leads or shared leads or leads that are recycled, expect a 5%, 7% contact rate, a 10% on your leads. But if you have no control of your leads, of the quality truly, then you don't know what these people are putting on landing pages. You don't know what people are putting on their content or creative. So it's really important, if you haven't learned the skill of marketing, if you're having contact problems, switch the lead vendor multiple times, or figure out how to develop the skill of marketing. Learn how to run a Facebook ad, or learn how to test ads on, I don't know, TikTok or something. It's all a skill gap. So the reason that you're going through this is because you're not skilled enough to solve the problem. And this is just out of grace of my heart, because I had these problems, and you have to learn the skills to solve those problems. And I realized for a long time that a lot of these lead vendors, they don't actually care about getting you a return. They don't really care about you having a high contact rate. They want you to buy leads for a few times. They know that you're going to be recycled probably in the industry after 2 to 3 months. And then they're going to go find their next person that's going to buy the same lead, spend $1,000, $2,000. They make their hit, and then they're on to the next one. A lot of these lead vendors are not properly incentivized to make you money. They're properly incentivized to make as much margin or spread off the lead that they're selling you, not the type of, because they have no incentive to make you want to sell. Technically, they'll keep you around, but their goal is to create the highest margin on those products that they sell to you. So again, either learn how to take the marketing in your own hands, or test multiple lead vendors, and hopefully you can find lead vendors that are not big yet. So if you go to the big name brand lead vendors that everyone's using, it's probably too late. You have to really find lead vendors that are not that well known, because they're going to prioritize quality, because they're trying to get you to become a testimony. They're trying to get you to tell your friends. And if you're not getting results, you're not going to tell your friends. But if it's the large lead vendor, they don't need you to tell any of your friends, because they already have enough business coming in, where they can then incentivize on margin, not actual results. But find a smaller lead vendor if you're using lead vendor, or just go out there and develop systems and learn how to generate leads on your own. Tweak that. It's a whole different skill set. It's going to take a lot of time. And lastly, don't pay $5,000, $3,000 for someone to teach you this. It's a skill that you can learn for free on YouTube. Please don't buy a course. Please don't buy a course. You can learn for free, and most people know that you're not going to figure it out, so they'll sell you a course, and you're going to also churn as well. So free resources, test, try, but you have to have money to run ads. That's the only problem. You have to have the money to spend at least $100, $200 per day. So hope this helps. This will improve your contact rate and help you make more money as a life insurance agent. Let's crush.